Masatu ma sadgamaya tamashu ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. So lead us from death to immortality. So what is that path? That path we are reading, that path for liberation is called this developing love for God. So we are reading this book, all of us know that this is the Rupa Goswami's what is called Bhakti Upadesamrta, advice, and that we are in the end part, and it is recapitulated again by this author of this book, and he has elaborated 6 points which help us to develop bhakti. So we are today in the last chapter of 6th chapter, 6 qualities. We have repeatedly reminded ourselves every time about what is called 6 are Utsahat, Nishchayat, Dhairjat, 1, 2, 3. Tat tat karma pravartanat, 4. Sangatyago, 5. And Sato Vritte, 6. These are the 6. So what? In spiritual progressing in life, in devotional path, or in any Vedanta path, whatever path, in spiritual path, one must have to the very fundamental quality that we should be very enthusiastic about following this path. Second was, we discussed about that if we are following any path, we should have at least firm faith that yes, it will help me. It will lead me to reach the goal. That was the second point. So if someone have energy but does not know that this goal really will lead me to God realization, so then those things will be meaningless. Practices will be. But normally people within few days they get frustrated. They say, think that, how many days I am doing this, I am doing japa, I am doing meditation, I am doing praying, nothing happening. No, have patience, dhairjat. And not only that, are you following the path? Tat tat karma pravartanam. Are you performing that type of activity congenial to develop love for God? That is more important than what you do whole day. You should feel that you are doing for the Lord and offering to God. I am blessed that I could do this. All these spiritual values. And then he said that sangatyagat. You should have to disassociate with people who are of not spiritual minded people. That is sanga tyaga. Tyaga means renounce. If you want to spiritually develop, so you should have to shun the evil association, simple thing. Negative people, negative thought, negative person, negative environment to get out. And last is sato vritte. So that is the last one, is the association of the sat, holy people, or to follow the footsteps of those who are holy. So today is our discussion, that 6th part. And probably, but this book has elaborated it in so many points. It may be, We may think that they are repeating the same thing again and again and again. The spiritual life is like that. We should have to be very clear on this point, that if we want to hear something new every day, a spiritual life is not like that. Thing is only one, but how to develop that, we speak from different angles. So today is the sat vritti, means adopting the vritti, the conduct of who are virtuous, who are really genuine devotees, genuine lovers of God. That's why it is in every tradition, sadhu sangha, sarvo shastre koi. In every scripture it is said, holy company, holy company, holy company. Sadhu sangha jivere tarai. It redeems lavamatra sadhu sangha. Even a little touch of holy association can redeem one person. Jivere, this ordinary bound jivas like us, it is the power, potentiality to redeem them. So this is the glory. Sri Ramakrishna emphasized again and again, sadhu sangha. He used to say three things probably. Sadhu sangha, nirjanvas, means solitary, go to some solitude. Nirjanvas sadhu sangha, and repeat the name of God. Ramakrishna's formula is very simple. Sadhu sangha, that's more important. Even if you say, oh, I am a sadhu. No. Sadhu also needs sadhu sangha. That means keep in tune with the holy and holiness and holy people. So, sadhu sangha, Ramakrishna's formula, sadhu sangha, nirjanvas, going into some reclusive place, and sadhu sangha, nirjanvas, and nama means name, repetition of the mantra. And then where will you go? Nirjan, solitary place, retreat place. Solitary, you have to create your solitariness. You may be with 10 people, but if you do japa and you are very much engrossed within you, you are living in solitude. But if you are not develop that habit, even if you go to deep solitude, you will make friendship with somebody, call somebody, hello, how are you? I have been in Himalayas, how are you keeping? How it is going on in Calcutta? What is the business going on? No? So you are bringing the bazaar into your solitude. Bazaar means what you call marketplace. And in the marketplace you can be absorbed in God, so that you are living in solitude. So, but at the beginning stage, solitude is helpful. And now,
Vipassana, a group of people go there, but they don't talk to each other. No connection, nothing, alone like that. Even if a group of people, you don't have eye contact or anything.
So that means spiritual life means is journey, alone journey. But you will move alone, but you need some direction from the holy people, those who have accomplished in the journey. So and Nam Kirtan is very important. You repeat the name, God's name. Now, now we are going to this book. This book says that we have read this, Grihasthas and Grihotyagi. Yeah, we have read that, 6th chapter. It says the sadhus, we are saying, to follow the conduct of the holy people, pure people, sadhus, no? Those who are sadhus. They are those who are love God, those who are detached from the world, they are the sadhus. So therefore, in people who are detached from the world and worldliness, that should be, their path should be followed by us. And in Vaishnava tradition, this book says that they will follow the ashrama and varna. Ashrama means in which stage of life, student's life is a brahmachari, it should be celibate, brahmacharya. then they will have to practice this discipline, following this, and so Garasto, married life, then Vanaprasto, half semi-retired, going to the forest life, and then retire on monastic life. And four categories, no? Brahman, in a not Vedanta tradition, but it's a Bhakti tradition. You may be born in any class, no? Brahmin class, or the warrior class, Kshatriya, business class, who are expert in business. You need not have to give up your own traditional practice of your job, but following that perfectly and repeating the name of God, you can attain. In the Bhagavad Gita it says, Sve sve karmani virata samsiddhing labhate naraha. Sve se, following one's your own aptitudes, tendencies, in that way. Karmani, in being engaged in the work, you are engaged. Suppose in our Ramakrishna order, tradition is that we are given to different types of activity, no? Whatever is given, or may have, where there is opportunity, you may have a special preference of one thing, expert. So if you do, you are endowed with that quality, or you are being asked to do that, if you follow that and do things in the proper way, as is done with devotion, with earnestness, then you will develop sve se karmani obhirata, being engaged in that type of karma, sangshiddhing labhate nara. People can attain fullness, freedom. So this is Bhagavad Gita's idea. So this Varna Ashrama Dharma, those are to be followed, because it is talking about Bhakti school mostly. Bhakti school and Vedanta school is little different. Different in the sense the approach, starting point. Starting point is this. Bhakti Vedanta school will say renounce, detach, be a monk. Everything to be detached, not this, not this, not this. Jnana. And Bhakti school will say, no, try to see God everywhere. Serve everyone, it is Lord, 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 Lord. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Rama Krishna, Rama Krishna, Rama Krishna. So this is the two distinctive paths. That's why they say, this you are in any stage of life in your, it is for the masses. Thousands and thousands of millions of people, they can follow the bhakti path. And for them, they have their different job, their different education background, different tendencies to work one aspect or the other aspect. Someone is maybe very much...
Excuse me, I just got a complaint from someone who said there's no sound online.
No sound online.
No, it's not there. It is here probably. The sound is problem is here. They are saying like that, sound not coming. Sound went out.
The sound, where is the sound?
I don't know where sound went. Okay, let me restart it.
Bah, खूब भालो.
I don't know why
They are
that.
saying that yes, there is sound, I can hear clearly.
Acha, that means it is the problem here. Okay. So please go to the Voice of Vedanta, Vedanta.org.
Yeah,
If you can now try Vedanta.org, those who are...
Everyone here is in Vedanta.org.
Everyone is here.
in Vedanta.org.
But can I tell them? No, they will not hear.
No, they won't hear. I will go to it now. Oh,
Acha.
I can do write it there.
Yeah,
I can write it
type
down.
it, yeah.
Please go on Vedanta, YouTube Vedanta.org. Those people. So Varna and Ashrama, so it is for the masses, thousands and thousands of people who are devotional. Devotion is for millions of people. In Christianity you go. Christianity is nothing but a practice for devotion, love God, love God, love God. Islam, love God, God's love. all merciful God, all merciful they talk about. And Hinduism, all divisions of Hinduism, whatever, Shiva devotee, Krishna devotee, Rama devotee, they are all called the devotion. So they are masses. And then these householders, and they follow, they will have not to give up their karma, they need not have to give up anything. But
Any sound was there, but I don't know why it went out anyway.
so to help them, they have to follow this simple system of sadhu bhakti, etc. Necessity, so they will not have to give up their traditional activity level. No, suppose someone is a Brahmin, he does not have to give up his Brahminic quality or Brahminic job. Say someone may be a businessman, he not to give up the business, but that business, how can it be added? Love in that, thinking that I am only serving God this way. So this bhakti is for general. So that's why one should not have to give up their own tradition or the dharma, their principles in which they follow. Gradually they attain to reach that ultimate goal of love for God. And there is a also in Mahaprabhu also suggests that Ramananda cited the sadhana, the varna ashram acharo. That means you have to follow according to your state of position in life as also your aptitude in work. Just take that as an advantage to serve God. So in response to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's designated, Mahaprabhu Chaitanya asked the Rai Ramananda, one great bhakta, and he said that this external injunction instructed Rai Ramananda to speak a principle higher than this. What is that? It says that varna ashrama dharma is necessary only to regulate the gross and subtle bodies. So you start there to regulate your physical body and your mental body. So don't give up your dharma and your state of life and your level of activity. But ultimately, what will it will help you? It will help you to go above, go beyond. So, therefore, although for the conditioned soul, this varnashrama is favorable for bhajan to a certain extent, still it is an external. So, you have to go gradually beyond that practice. It is an external sadhana. It is not the highest and most beneficial. So, therefore, if even executing varna and ashrama dharma precisely, a human being does not develop a taste in his heart for hearing and chanting the glories of Bhagavan, so to be followed by until the body is given up. So this practice of varna and ashrama, this is very important. Gita's teaching is also that. The varna and ashrama, do you understand what is varna and ashrama? I am telling again and again and again. I told you several times, 5 minutes. Varna and ashrama. Varna means 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. 4 varnas, Brahmin in the societal arrangement, someone should be philosophical, intellectual, this is Brahmins. Kshatriya, one group of people will be warrior to protect the interest, police, military. Vaishya will be good in business, skill naturally they have. Some people do business and they never success. Some people are very good at business. So you have a business skill. So don't give up your business skill. Keep it. But try to add with it your spiritual love for God, following the holy people and this, no? And Shudra, those people who are working class people. So these 4 classes of people called Chatur Varna. And Chatur Ashrama, Ashrama is Brahmacharya Ashrama. The student's life is called celibate people's stage. Then goes married people stage. They grow. And then they go to the recluse group from there, detached from the world and may get more and more. Like the sages in the Upanishads, no? So earlier, the sages were all householder. They gradually went upper. And last stage is the monk stage, sannyas. Yeah. So society moves from one stage to the other stage to the other stage, experiencing all this and go above. So that idea should be maintained for anyone who is beginning their spiritual life. That means listening to something, people should not think, oh, I'll have to be monk tomorrow. It is not necessary. That is the intention of saying that. Those who have the calling, they can do that. But that is not for masses. So everyone should have to perform their duties. So this was the first necessity. Then this book says, Varnashrama is to be followed. How many days? Until the body is drops. No? You continue. Even Isha Upanishad says, Kurvan neveha karmani jijibhishet shatagam samaha. Suppose you live for shata, means 100 years. So don't give up your legitimate activities and duties and responsibilities. Continue to do that. Only how you do. Change your attitude. So Upanishad also says the same thing, and they are emphasizing that these varna and ashrama activities should be followed so long you are in the body. And if you move on in this way, your heart will be purified. And when the heart will be purified, you will rise into higher, next step. So varna is not determined by birth, but many people think, in Hinduism it has happened. I am a son of a priest, I am also a priest. I am a son of a warrior, I am also a warrior. You may not have that skill. You are born with different tendencies, no? You may be a Brahminic person. You are born in a family of a warrior class family, but your tendency is different. You don't like those type of things, no? So, it is the quality. People should not judge one because of by their birth. That's why in India it has been so much criticized and it has done so much damage also. It has a good side, but bad side happens. Incompetent people saying, I am a Brahmin. You are a Brahmin means you should think of God day and night. Your mind should be soaring in a high level. You know the scriptures. You keep your time in studying and meditating and following those things. No? So, that is but you forget that. Then you are, because you are born in a Brahmin family, you are a Brahmin. That does not make a sense. So, that's a caste system came in India. Incompetent, because my father was a great scholar, so I am a great scholar. You have no great skill, your father has that quality. You may be when hardworking, you have a very good technician. That's nothing wrong. You have that knowledge you can develop. So this is the point. It says that you continue. So Varna and is not determined by birth, but by rather their nature and quality. Then behavior and conduct of of those people who live in the world or in a family life, that is called, what is sadvritti? They say proper behavior. Good conduct. The conduct of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his bhaktas is an example by which we can properly understand this. So if we want to follow whom, we will have to follow, say, leaders, spiritual leaders like Sri Chaitanya, like spiritual leaders like Ramakrishna, Sri Ramachandra, Sri Bhagavan Krishna, Christ. So therefore their path should be followed. In relation, they have divided it in so many ways. Let me see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, so many points. So I'll just quickly pass through them. In relation to knowledge and education, in relation to follow in relation to the marriage and the maintenance of the family. So you are a householder, you want to live a life. How will you live? Follow the life how Ramachandra lived. So how, along with his wife, is to practice Bhagavad bhajan. That means live a householder's life where both of you are practicing spiritual discipline and practicing everyday singing bhajan, praying and doing japa and all these things. That means a very spiritual family. So perform, and then perform while performing whatever worldly duties as favorable for bhajan. You have to live in the world, you will have to go for grocery, you will have to go for purchasing things, you have to do for job, all these things, but not do like a worldly person, but follow the path as the sadhus have followed. They are sadhus means even they apparently they live in the world. The Ramji, he was married, he has his wife, no? So follow the path. Or even Sri Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya lived, follow the life. He of course took the sannyas path later on. But he was a good householder. So how, to live in the world, you should, because I live in the household life, my life should be dedicated to God-centered. Sons and daughters are born in the course. You doing worldly duties, sons and daughters are born in the course of following such worldly duties, should be nourished and protected and accepted as Krishna's servants and maidservants. They should think that we are all serving God, whole family. As Bhagavan, Lord is our master, and we are all their children. So that attitude you are wanted. Because money is required for maintaining a family, it should be collected through suitable means that is lawful and in accordance with dharma. Because I need money, so I will do inappropriate ways of collecting money or cheating and doing things. No, that should not be done by a bhakta. So this is following the sat vritti. Vritti means the attitudes of activities. So, second point, in relation to knowledge and education, it says that it is necessary to be educated in an appropriate age. But the study of books or scriptures that are averse to devotion should not be undertaken. The purpose of knowledge is to enter Krishna bhajan, not to acquire money or prestige. That's the Indian style of life. They said, okay, that is your goal, to be a lover of God. It is not to gain name, fame, power, position. This is not the goal of life. It may be, we need money, but goal should be that you adapt your life in such a way, in your education and things. That's why many people, nowadays things have changed. No, most of the people try to be scientist, want to be engineer, because that earns money, good money. The doctors, engineers, nothing wrong. Maybe in India it was some practice that you don't like to go for medicine, but your parents will say, no, you should study this, because that will bring money for the good of the family, good earning. There is nothing wrong, but it should be congenial to your spiritual growth. So, in relation to the marriage and maintenance of a family, it should be all the children of the family, husband, wife, everyone in the family should be like a family centered around God is our family head. And we are all his children. With that type of, and they will all be praying and meditating or bhajan singing, Nama Kirtan, Krishna Krishna, Rama Krishna, Rama Krishna, they will do. So that is the first point. Second point, your education, if possible, you can take such which is congenial for your studies. Suppose many of our sadhus, those who have studied philosophy, they have thought that I don't want to study other things. I want to learn Indian philosophy, and then I want to move in the spiritual journey more. So if you know all the spiritual philosophies of the world, instead of knowing chemical chemistry, physics and this and that, then that will, when you apply in your life, after education finished, that you can know more, intellectual clarity will be coming. So that you should practice. And that's why India, you'll find that Brahmins are always poor, because they study of philosophy. They study Upanishads, Gita and Sanskrit learning was highly prestigious. But it does not give you job. Society does not provide. But you get anything, a little technological knowledge, and you get good earning. So, but devotee should not, devotee's tendency should not be money earning only, or prestige and power in the society. No? So, that is the second point. Education, you should choose your, that's the vritti, following the noble vritti or attitude which will be congenial for your spiritual growth. Ultimately, goal is spiritual development. How you can do that? Now, in relation to serving guests, you are a householder. In India, that was very much highly honored. That guests should be honored like God. God has come in your home. Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Upanishadic teaching is that you think that your guest who has come, Atithi, don't think, hey, he's a poor guy has come, hey, I had a disturbance, he's asking for food, hey, get out. Don't think. In a normal situation, now people are scared of each other even. A good friend comes to you, you may be thinking, hey, no, get out.
Social distance.
But that earlier days, anyone knocking at your door, you give your own food to the guest. So see, God has come to you.
That
So,
bird family, Swami.
Swamiji's example, that's a very good story, that how a bird was living in a tree, and then one guest walking, a man was walking, and he could not find where to go, took shelter under the tree, and then it was cold winter, so the bird, husband and wife, they are beautiful stories. They felt, husband felt, oh, this person is feeling so much cold. So flew to some place and burned a burning charcoal and dropped it there. So the little heat, the dry leaves were there, the flame comes, and then he felt something like that. Then they thought that, this person is our guest, but what shall we give? Nothing to give them. So the husband says, okay, I am offering myself. So he fell down into the flaming fire, and thinking that this guest can eat my body, the flesh. And seeing that, the wife also said, hey, my husband has given life for the guest, I will also give. But this small piece of meat will not be sufficient for the guest. Like that, one by one, all gave. So that is, Swamiji says, that is the duty of a householder. What a high standard that is said in relation to serving guests. So guests should be honored, the sadvritti. That means I only think of God is not important. I am only repeating Krishna is not important. Is it manifesting in your life, in every action? So this is the idea they are explaining as a householder, how they should be following the path which will lead them gradually for pure love for God. So if he is a selfish person, how can he love God? People think that I am going to church. It does not make that one person spiritual, unless his heart is broadened. Swami Vivekananda said, no, that he who thinks for others, he is a lover of God, and he is a real devotee. So serving guests is the primary responsibility of the householder. They have to be honored in accordance with one's capacity. Yeah, you have to also look after your own children, family. But that's why in Indian style is that you go to any home, you ask for any food, they may not give you much, but they will give at least something. And you go 5 houses, collect all of them, then your needs are done. But the society has changed much.
Shankaracharya went to a poor family, and then she didn't have anything, and then but she had only some fruits, and that's dry fruits, and that's what she offered. And then Shankaracharya prayed for, because though she didn't have anything, but still she gave something, tried to give something, dry fruit. And then because of Shankaracharya's prayer, all those things became gold like that.
Yeah. So those are all the glory, how by giving something they get rewarded by God, like Shankaracharya and holy people. Guests are of two types, ordinary guest. You may treat two types of guest. Ordinary guest, non-spiritual, anyone coming, that's a guest. You honor them, give them. And devotee guest comes, then what will you do? A great devotee comes, you will have to honor more. And when more holy people comes, you then do show your love, respect and honor and give whatever more. Suppose here comes, so many guests come, but some highly spiritual person comes to our in our center sometime. We honor them, we respect them, we make them special, treat them as a special guest. So that is your conduct. So this is the third point. Fourth point, in relation to virtuous qualities, householder ought to behave with everyone in a simple manner without duplicity, that means not with a crooked mind. In this way, they should always perform the Bhagavad bhajan, the bhajan, singing the glories of God. The foremost duty of householder is to serve their guru jnana, serve their gurujana. Gurujana means senior people, respectable people, superiors and spiritual masters. Monks also should do that. We also do. Our superior, that's why we say when seniors are talking, don't talk. That is the tradition. Superiors, in our tradition, we are born like that. So we allow them that they are seniors, say they know more, let them talk, let us absorb, understand. So he says that the foremost duty of householder is to serve their gurujan. Gurujan means their superiors, and superior not only in age, but in their wisdom and love for God. Not that you should have to listen to everybody, but you listen to such people who are senior, at the same time spiritually enriched. Listen to them. If you ask them question, as you sometimes do, you see some response comes, good responses come. Say that is called, for by doing this, Bhagavan is satisfied. God gets satisfied. They are to receive instruction on Vairagya Dharma or the duties of renunciate, but they must not adopt the dress of a renunciate and deceitfully act as if they are renounced. So you can learn from them because they are practicing deeply and done for so many years. So that maybe we can practice more for them. They are deceitful, but you need not have to follow their dress. Dress is important. Brahmachari dress, sannyasi dress, there are different meaning. The society honors that way. So one should wear the dress when he is competent. Renunciation must be genuine, not artificial. A householder is to maintain firm faith in bhakti, accept only those sense objects that are required to maintain his life according to their needs, while remaining unattached to them. Internally, it is necessary to endeavor to allow the immaculate current of bhakti to flow, while externally continuing to behave according to the social customs. That means real genuine bhakta will be a householder, even they live in the householder. Internally they will be more spiritual, not that much to show outside. Sorry, I am to tell you, those who have the books, page number 214. I am on page 214. Otherwise, though the book you cannot catch it. So it is page 214, Sadhu Vritti. By doing so, one can attain the mercy of Bhagavan within a short time. So if you can do behave this way with relation to the virtuous people. That householders should behave, ought to behave with everyone in a simple manner. And if some Gurujan, senior people come, senior in spirituality, in wisdom, so to respect them, to learn from them and to develop them. It is necessary for householder to possess the quality of being compassionate to others. That's the sign. Spiritually you are developing, but you are not even feeling the love for other or suffering of other. So these are very important points, no? Following a holy man, people may say one line. But are you following a holy man? If you are, is it enriching your life? Is it just your life is getting transformed in tidbit things like this? So even in Indian style, here we don't mind anything. But in Indian style, if someone is senior to you in age and in wisdom, you don't raise your leg like that in front of them. No, I am saying that is the tradition. It is called the showing respect for, because feet should be always like that's why most of our senior sadhus you will see they sit like this. But that's not, it makes it comfortable sometimes to raise leg like that. But you can do by covering your feet. You can cover your feet and it is not visible. But someone senior is there, normally I feel shy even today because of the past habit to put the leg before any senior person who is senior in monastic life, or in, of course, they are junior, okay, because you are senior, so you can do that. But for more senior people come, so we don't do this. That's our culture. So that's why I'm saying.
In general, I think showing feet, like in the temple also, we put the temple etiquette there on the big notice board.
Yeah, that because the same idea.
Not to show leg towards Thakur at all.
No, that also because if in Indian culture, if you put like this, no, I am showing not respect to you. So you may stretch your leg, but you should put in another direction. In which direction? Altar. Altar means he's sitting there, he's watching us. Thakur is there, Ma is there. We think that they are real. So that's why these are some. That's why even in Japa time, with the night time, we go for our what you call vigil. Vigil. I sometimes say, take a chadar and cover your feet. And why? Because Thakur is seeing in front of Sri Ramakrishna, in front of Holy Mother, we cannot show our feet. In Indian culture, feet is considered like that. Not that every culture has that understanding. So when they do ignorantly, that is nothing wrong from their part, but from the other's attitude, says it is Gurujan, and he is the highest Gurujan. So it is necessary for us all to possess the quality of being compassionate to others. Among all the types of compassion of the world, engaging the living entities, Krishna Bhakti is topmost. That means all compassion is that you help someone to take the name of Lord. Householders will themselves engage in Krishna Bhakti and also endeavor to bring others to this path. You should be spiritual and you should engage, bring others to the spiritual ideal. The foremost way to bring others to this path is to instruct them to constantly chant the name of the Lord. And we say every day, chant the name of the Lord unceasingly. Unceasingly. It is Mahaprabhu's statement, the Sri Chaitanya. So the same idea, that you repeat the name and you should encourage others whom you meet. Let them also understand that God's name is so pure. Detrimental association with the bad sangha, kusangha, should always be avoided. In the association of pure devotees, one is to hear and chant Bhagavan's name, form, qualities, pastime. When you go to a holy person, they should also talk about the glory of Ramakrishna, his pastime, how he spent his childhood days, how he went to Calcutta, how he went to devotees' house to encourage them spirituality, how all this, all the Leela, it's called the Leela. By doing so, the bondage of material existence tightens more, even more. Non-devotee, but bhakti is spoiled. Bhakti is spoiled. In your heart, the love for God, what you have gathered, it spoiled. When? By participating in kirtana of non-devotees. If they are not devotees, they have that negative feeling about your spiritual practice. You are doing meditation, you are doing practice, they will criticize you. So it is, don't keep association with them. By doing so, the bondage, our bondage becomes more strong. Grihasthas are to, next point, E. Grihasthas are to be completely dependent on the desires of Bhagavan. I say we are also grihasthas. Don't think that it is only those who are married people live in the house. They are monks are also grihasthas because we live in the body. Griha means body. Griha means house. So I am living in this house. You are living in that house. So we are all grihasthas. So we should follow this. Grihasthas are to be completely dependent on the desire of God. We say, I want this, I like this, I dislike. No. I like what God wants me to do. So surrender. God's will, not my will. The next point, they should take special care to renounce the association of the non-devotees. We should have to be very careful that don't mix with much with those who are lacking in devotion to God. Or opposite sex. And those who are overly fond of women or men. Women or men, when they are fond of, that means their worldliness is more for sensual life and things. Avoid that type of people, that type of association. Sadgrihasthas, householders who properly, sincerely follow the path of bhakti. What will be the sign? Sadgrihastha, a high standard. He said, are to chant 100,000 times the names of 1 lakh or Harinam every day. That means who is a good householder. They can do 100,000 Nama. That can be done, I do not know, much easy.
Rama.
Thank you. Now you are hearing. Good. Rama, 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 Rama. That can be 100,000 is easy. And Krishna, 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 that may be quick. But our mantra may be little longer. It is difficult to think about 100,000. Even 10,000 is enormous thing. But anyway, he said, that means they are setting a high ideal. Good householder should. This is sadvritti. That means you are following holy company. What is holy company? That you are thinking, I am making myself engaged in God more. So remain, this practice. So these are the vrittis. Entertain the guest, create an atmosphere in your home. Everyone is singing bhajan, kirtan, children, husband, wife, family. No, you entertain the guest who come, and among the guests you give to honor who are spiritually developed in much more reference, and those who come honorably serve them as per your capacity. So all these points we are reading. So Sadgrihasthas should do at least 100,000 names of Harinama every day. And pure Vaishnavas will honor prasad only at the house of such householders. And you want to take prasad, where will you go? Where that's holy people. Who is the good householder? Who is doing so much God's name, who is repeating so much. In this society, we really difficult to get such things. No? But they are talking about this Bhagavad, which is the ancient time in India. Lifestyle was totally different. They have no much business for earning good money. Simple food, little rice, little lentil, little some vegetables, offering it to God, and then centered around God. That was the beauty, and that's why India survived for thousands of years. And the spiritual India, no, all the big civilizations, no? Came and went away. But Indian civilization, though it is almost dead and gone, but still it has so much vibrant power because those people, they lived like that. So you should go to eat. Where will you go? Go where a good devotee who is repeating God's name, take his food. It's true. When someone is cooking, who is cooking, say in our kitchen also, though someone is cooking with angry or being unable to do, hey, it is all my pressure on me, with mind, disturbed mind, no? And one is repeating the holy name and cooking. This will go into the food. This vibration will reach the food. And that food you eat, then your mind will be pure. So that's why here is the point. So it says, pure Vaishnavas will honor to take prasad only at those houses. And last point, knowing the difference between pure Vaishnava and householders are to serve the pure Vaishnavas affectionately. Although there is no external difference between the activities of pure Vaishnava and smartas, there is a gulf of difference. So say, only serve those who do much rituals and those who only engage in external. Rather, you more change your mode to the people who are more meditative, more prayerful, more repeating the name of God. So follow them. So these are the several points we have read, because if you go to this book, they have elaborately described so much that instead of talking big thing, you can in one word you can say, I am a lover of God, finish. No. Are you following all this, every tidbit of your life? That will be regulated, God-centered. See, we have read how many points? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. 8 points. 8 points, again I am just in a nutshell I am saying. First one, marriage and maintenance of the family should be in relation to God. That's first point we discussed. Second point, in relation to your knowledge and education in a family, one should go for spiritual knowledge, if possible, and not to sway or get into the education which will bring only money, wealth, prosperity, prestige, name. Ramakrishna renounced that education. He said that bread earning education. Ramakrishna used to say, second point, no, I don't care for bread earning education. He didn't learn them. Third point, in relation to serving guests. So one should serve God as guests as God. Then fourth point, it says in relation to virtuous people, there should be going to behave anyone in a similar manner without duplicity. Those are the people who are very honest and sincere, follow them. In this way, you should always perform Bhagavad Bhajan. And you have to honor the senior people, Gurujan, honor superiors and spiritual ministers. Next, we say Grihasthas to be completely dependent on the desire of God. Think that whatever God gives me, that will be, my whole life should be centered to fulfill the desire that I should be a lover of God.
Like surrender.
Surrender. And they should special care of renounce, to renounce the association of the non-devotees. Special care should be taken. And Sadgrihasthas, who are the Sadgrihasthas, good Grihasthas, you will understand. Those who are repeating the name, God's name, day and night, to make 100,000 japa we are talking about. And then knowing this difference, though you only honor those who are more engaged in God's name and repetition, rather than those who are doing much, performing much rituals to show their money, how rich I am, no? Some people go to the temple showing so much ornamental things to carry, than showing that I am giving so much to God, no? Your simple bhakti, that is the important. So find it. So time is up almost. But what can we do? You have any question, anyone? If you have any question, then we'll start again tomorrow, next day, that true dharma of householders. So don't mind, it is repeating again and again the same thing maybe, but we learn so many extra things out of it. How we can So today we learned about 8 points to how to live in life. No? So any question has come?
No questions today, Swami.
No questions yet. Okay. If you have any question, now I hear sound. Acha, no, what are Michelle? Okay, so no question. So next day we'll start the true dharma of a householder. Huh?
No, just thank you, Maharaj.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, our sound was little disturbed in the voice of Vedanta transmission, but anyhow it has come back.
So here we have the story of Konakadhara.
I do not know, now we cannot say anything. I do not know, again, to go for that will be difficult. Huh? Give me the thing in my hand.
Yeah, why the two
Is it a story or what?
story, yeah.
Oh, story. What is the story? The hymn was written in the 8th century, Shankara. One day, as a young boy, he was on bhiksha, means begging alms, to prepare his lunch, and happened upon the doorstep of a very poor Brahmin lady. Having nothing edible in her home, the lady frantically searched her house only to find a single amlaka, gooseberry fruit, which she then hesitantly offered to Sankara. And Sankara was so moved by the incredible kindness and selflessness of this woman that he burst forth into a poetry and sang 21 stanzas in praise of Goddess Mother Lakshmi. Pleased by the beauty and the power of the hymn, the Goddess Mother appeared before this hymn, means Shankara, and asked him why he had remembered her. Shankara then pleaded with the goddess to reverse the fortune of this poor lady and this family by granting her riches. At first, Goddess Lakshmi refused to do so, saying that the lady had not been charitable in her previous births and was bound by the laws of karma to have a fate bound to poverty in her current birth. These are all Hindu faith. You are poor because you are not charitable in your previous life. So therefore, it is good lesson. Sankara implored the goddess that the lady's act of absolute selflessness should absolve her or her sins of the past, and that Lakshmi Mother was the only one capable to changing the fate of someone by erasing or changing the writings of the future made by Lord Brahma. Goddess Lakshmi was so pleased that she instantly showered the lady's house with gooseberries made of pure gold. So, because he has given one grain, one ordinary fruit, called amalaka fruit, very cheap thing, and by the grace of Sankara, Acharya Sankara, he went to beg at his door. But Sankara was so moved with seeing the poverty of the old lady, and so sincerely, lovingly he was giving. Then he prayed to the Mother Lakshmi, the giver of all wealth and prosperity. And then Mother gave golden fruits. That means one nugget of gold will make her rich. And that, then Shankara constituted a big verse with, as he says, 20, with how many? 21 stanzas. Shankara composed some praise of Kanakadhara Stutra. Kanakadhara Stutra. Anyhow, that means if you served a good guest, then you can get their blessings also. Monetarily, worldly way, that one. So thank you for just I shared this story also. And that class tonight we will have our class at 7:30 p.m. today, and tomorrow will also be gospel class at 7:30. Today will be Nectar of Supreme Knowledge, as usual. Thank you for joining. We will meet you next week also. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishnarpanam Astu.